gender wear side beer.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Or Into the West Comics, or we could just call it YouTube's Most Wanted.
I was gonna say we're definitely a little interesting today.
They're kind of, yeah, hey,
I'm a beer.
Sonny Beers here.
Hello.
The hot dog is returned.
Yes, he is.
Salchicha, baby.
And joining us all the way from Sesame Street.
Not
This is the letter R. I'm sorry, Jonathan, what are you?
I'm Team Rocket.
Team Rocket, dude. Anyone who's anyone.
I
gets
missed
it.
the message
It's Team Rocket.
just a
dude.
bit.
Yeah, we
About
were,
being a food?
Food item.
Food item.
I don't know what I heard. I thought
accoutrement.
Paul was gonna be like Pikachu. I thought we were gonna do like a whole Pokemon thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You got
I
that.
don't
You
know.
were in the
that
wrong
is.
group chat, buddy.
I think
I
he
know.
read pizza as Pokemon. I think
just-
that's what happened there.
Yeah, it was like 4 a.m. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
It's good to have you.
thanks.
It is good to have you.
Donovan is not with us tonight. He's with us in spirit.
He's not feeling too well. I just got a picture of him. He has a little like arc reactor taped to his chest right now, but he's doing good. He's in here and sends all the love.
The man
He's
of the
going to
man.
be Iron Man.
Yes, actually, surprisingly.
Halloween?
Yeah, actually, that kind of works. We're going. I'll send the picture later so we can all laugh.
I
Okay.
agree.
So last week, we got together. Actually, all the four of us were there. We went and saw Dune
Yes, we did.
last week. I wanted to get your guys' reaction to what you guys thought about the movie. I liked it. I've seen it 1.5 times. I think you guys have all watched it more than once. I don't know if you guys have watched it multiple times.
Uh-huh.
I sure haven't.
No,
But-
just the once.
Okay. Sonny?
I've now watched it like 2.5 times. I think now that I've seen more stretched out and I did some homework on it, I think because I went into it not knowing that this came before Star Wars, movie wise.
1965.
Book wise, excuse me. So when they did the movie, there's a lot of inspiration, and you can see like a lot of like Sith Lord and a lot of like, you know, with the powers of the voice, you can see like the powers of persuasion and stuff. I love it. It seems like a art piece to me now. You
Okay.
know, we can all talk about the ending a little later, of course, but it leads into. We just got the announcement that the second one, book 2, is going to be a part of October 2023. So I'm stoked on it.
Dune 2, you're doomed.
You're.
Extra Dune.
No, Dune 2. We're not Dune.
I hate
We're
you
not
guys.
Dune.
I hate you guys so much.
You're
Okay.
Dune.
That was a good one.
What'd you think?
I just want to shout out the chat before I get into that. TW said those costumes are amazing. Thank you. What up, Alenzo, Mom in the chat. Thursday Night Football, we got that on behind us.
Of course.
Thanks for joining us tonight. But
Absolutely.
what did I think of Dune? I thought it was beautiful. I thought
Yes.
it was very good. I thought it was intriguing, and I think it should have gone longer or actually had an ending. I was like,
It's already almost 3 hours.
okay, and it just kind of ends. It's like,
But-
and they
but
meet
you-
these people, and it ends.
But you know there's going to be a part 2, and you know
that's
that
not
that's
how
not
you
the
should
end.
make a movie, though.
Come on.
Like Infinity War, you know there's gonna be a part 2, but it has an ending. It has a definitive ending where people end in like places, and you resolve all the things from that movie.
Yeah, but
This didn't do that.
They end in the
and
desert.
I'm not trying to convince anybody that you should like it because of that. I'm just telling you I did not enjoy that about the movie.
But you did like the movie.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was a good movie.
No, we
was fun.
always go back and forth. It's a thing. After any type of movie, I go, "How much did you hate the movie?" And it's just because it's super hard.
Did you hate it instead of did you like
Right?
it?
How much did you hate this movie? And it's just so hard because I know he's gonna like hate something about it. That's all.
But I did enjoy it. I think Duncan Idaho was for sure my favorite character.
Nice.
He was super cool. And a lot of other characters in it were kind of boring, or we didn't learn enough about them to make them like Josh Brolin's character, as an example. I think he was like, if you've read the book and you've read all that stuff and you know all the lore, you're like, ooh, he's this and he's that. I
Right.
haven't,
Right.
and I
Same.
don't.
Same.
So I was just like, okay,
Just a guy.
he's just
the
a guy.
He's just
and
the
then,
brute
the
guy.
battle happens and he just runs into the fire.
I
Like,
heard.
"All right,
Okay, you
Brolin."
said
he's gonna be back. He's gonna be
small
back.
spoiler. Jonathan said at the end, he was like, I love how that character died, but he did it off screen. I watched a video where
he's not dead.
he's not dead.
He's not
What?
dead. He's
Yes.
not dead.
Terrible.
And you know, in movies and
people.
TV shows, this is a rule. If you don't see the body like dead, they're not dead.
Right, but they could have flipped the script and just killed Brolin off screen.
Nah, fams, you ain't gonna kill Brolin. When he was like,
The movie has lost a point in Jonathan's book.
he's like, smile, and he's like, I am smiling. I'm like, oh, I like
So I think my sentiment is I really enjoyed the movie, but I wish it would have wrapped up a little bit better.
this. All right.
Alphabet. What did you think of it?
I think it was great. I give it a solid R for really cool. And
Wow.
Rated R
Okay.
Nice.
for really cool.
I like that.
I gave it an 8, but I mean, it did just lose a point now I think about it.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. I love cinematography. I love like the cool like
Same.
landscape shots.
Beautifully shot.
That's why
Oh,
like
it was
every
really cool.
like Ridley Scott movie, especially like Prometheus and Covenant,
Oh,
how
yeah.
it's just like 20 minutes of like look at this cool planet I made in CGI land, was awesome. There really isn't a lot of characters that I identify with or like connect with. They're all kind of like jerks to each other to some degree.
Right.
yeah, I can see that.
And Timothy, I don't know. Doesn't got a lot of. I don't know if he's an actor in that
He's just
movie.
like a cool. he's just like cool.
He certainly is an actor, but a good one is a different
He's kind
question.
of like he has
Yeah,
that.
that's right. He gets paid for it.
He has the
Damn, y'all
impact
hating on that
of
boy.
he has kind of the impact for me of Tom Hardy. Like I think Tom Hardy is a decent actor. I don't think he's a star.
But
a
he's
lot
just
of people
he's just
try
like
to
the
make him a star.
he's just like the
Right.
cool guy in the movie.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I think aesthetically, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like Tom Holland, but a worse actor.
Okay, I like that more.
I think that's
Because
fair.
Tom Hardy, I think, shows some
Maybe
emotion.
Timothy
Yeah.
Chalamet just doesn't have the charisma that Tom Holland has, and that's why I say that.
Okay.
Maybe
And he's just not
Sure, my
outwardly
froth
like
is doing good. Here, my
your
bad.
froth
Yeah.
is doing.
better
good,
drink
okay.
some of that beer down.
And I think this is one of those movies. It's kind of like Dunkirk in that it's more about the event that's going on than it is the individual characters.
Right, like it was very
And
immersive.
Yeah.
I love Dunkirk, but they don't try to make you care about the characters in that. They kind of did this in that, and it didn't work for me. I think Timothy Chalamet, Paul. Paul isn't as interesting as he thinks he is.
Oh,
And in both ways, me and the guy in the movie.
Aw.
But
Hot dog.
and other than that, it's hard for me when I watch a movie, and I think this is why Sonny is like, how much did you hate it? If I watch a movie and the vast majority of them just like, that was cool, but there's like a couple things that I'm really like, what the heck? That's what sticks in my mind.
I know every single time. That's why immediately I asked. I'm like, how much did you hate it?
But
Because I know.
it's a beautiful film.
We were all sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were a couple times that him and I were looking at each other, watching it, saying, "What are they whispering? What is
oh my
going
gosh.
on?"
They pulled the Christopher Nolan, like you can't hear people talking.
And you're like, am I supposed to lean in? I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I
That's
can't
what,
hear
and
what they're
see, and
saying.
then I think the more that I watched it, I was like, okay, like this is more of like a art piece. This is like a beautiful movie that's just like super well. Are you okay with it?
There was a piece of hair on my mouth when it went in my mouth.
No, I just think if you watch it, go into it thinking like this is one of those big, because it's kind of like how I watched Tenet. I was like, okay, there's so many questions that I need to answer, and I go rewatch it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is like actually like a really cool movie.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody,
Mm.
but it's shot amazingly, and I think the little nods that they have, if you know anything about the lore of it, like the world building they did was amazing. I loved everything about the was it the Fremen, the Fremen with the blue eyes, everything just shot super cool, man. I love it.
TW was saying in the comments about how it wasn't necessarily it wasn't a requirement for you to really read the book because he hadn't read the book going into.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should be the content of the book. It's very dense.
Right.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
For a book that came out at that time, that's a lot to get into.
Before Star Wars, and that's what I keep going back to thinking about is like this came before Star Wars, so there's a lot of different nods, and you know, if you the Spice Planet and the big worm in the desert and all this kind of stuff.
Big worm.
The worm is big.
I wish we're gonna clip that later.
Why did Frank do that?
That was awesome.
Big worm.
Big worm.
And I knew it had come out before Star Wars, so I wasn't sitting there going, "Oh, this is a lot like Star Wars."
Right.
They did a lot of practical stuff and shots, and I really enjoyed that. And I think Blade Runner 2049, Denis Villeneuve's 3 movies again, is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Sick.
Top 3. I love it. And I think the cinematography in both films, and I know Jonathan doesn't agree with me on that, but I don't need it.
He's like, go ahead, keep talking.
It's okay.
No, but he's over there.
It's fine. It's fine.
But
People have opinions.
I think they both have, like the cinematography in both films are equally as good, but there's more contrast in Blade Runner, brighter neon colors to the desert landscape, to like the farming area that's kind of dull and whatnot. And I think the cinematographer had a wider range of things to play with, and I'm sure it's the same guy. I don't know his name off the top of my head. He had more things to play with and different contrasts to do, and I think that's why in my head that movie is a little more, I enjoy to look at that movie more. And sometimes I think beautiful shots take like too much importance for directors sometimes, and not Dune and not Blade Runner 2049 so much. Those, like, they work for the film and they're also beautiful. But I watched The Green Knight the other day, and it was cool. It had a really good ending, but it's A24, and there was a few scenes where it's like the only reason they're holding on this scene is because it looks really good. Like, it's a pretty, like
the forest and like
all
the
the components of the shots are really nice, and I'm like, this is a 2-hour movie and it feels like it's 3 hours because you keep doing this.
But it's really cool looking.
Yeah, that's what our pictures are for.
But see, and I think visually, like you were about to say, like visually, that's a thing. Everybody has something that they need from a movie, and I think if you don't know anything about Dune going into it, and like there's little nods that people, my man's is dying over there.
Got a hairball.
Just inhaled some Red Bull.
I think if you go into the movie blindly, it's an enjoyable movie. It is kind of long, but it's a very enjoyable movie. That's my.
Yeah, I would watch it again. I mean, it's awesome. It just looks good too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, this is a movie that I'm glad that we got to see it in theaters, because 100%. I think it doesn't do its service if you're going to watch the movie. It's intended to see on the big screen,
right?
For all those purposes. Something else that had been recently put out on a streaming service, like first day it was released, and I don't know how it's going to affect the overall box office of it, was Halloween Kills. And right now we're in the season of Halloween. Obviously, we don't dress up like this every week. And
what do you mean?
We should, though.
What do you mean?
We could going forward.
I am a
we
hot
could
dog.
be we could be turkeys for Thanksgiving for Paul's birthday.
Happy birthday, Paul.
But going forward, as far as the streaming services go, and Halloween Kills has been, a pretty decent success. I'm thinking about these platforms. They're celebrating horror films. We're talking about right around this time of year is the time where you would binge a bunch of different of these horror slasher type films. And I kind of wanted to go around the table with you guys and see what you would think would be like your top 3 or 4 slasher films, or you could pick characters if you want. You don't have to necessarily pick specific films.
Okay.
But let's go top 3. Your top 3 slashers characters in the slasher movies.
Well, I think it's kind of hard to top Michael Myers. That's always been one of the scariest, creepiest dudes. You never see his face. He doesn't talk. He just kind of stalks you. He's number 1 for me, followed by the other creepy dude, Jason. I think Jason movies terrified me as a kid, and I never understood like how he was like everywhere and he could just pull up on everybody and just, I don't know, it's just super creepy. Ghostface would be my number 3 from Scream.
Like that.
I think because anybody could kind of be him, you know what I mean? So you don't know who's the traitor among your friends, and the mask is always super legendary. Even when they use them in Scary Movie, they're like, "What's that?" That's always been one of my favorite things ever.
It's not an actual line from one of the Scream films.
No, that's from a different movie. But just the character design is super creepy. I remember looking at the mask and I'm thinking like, how it's just like a ghost, and he has the ghoulish
ghost face,
the cloak thing with the weird. Yeah, it's just super.
Paul's face when he said that.
He's
The ghost
super
face.
super creepy. So yeah, that's my top 3. I'm easy.
R.
Horror. Yeah, I'm a pirate. Sorry.
Pirate's favorite letter.
horror.
I think about like Krueger out of all of them. Like Freddy Krueger is still to me just
Definitive.
the scariest. Like you don't know what to do, but he's like beatable. So that concept to me feels like he shouldn't be scary, but he just is. But like they beat him.
I feel like one of the reasons I never really got attached to the Freddy Krueger character, because it feels like a lot of times in that movie, he has to forget what he's capable of doing for them to be able to beat him.
Yeah.
And I'm always just kind of like, okay, but he is scary.
Yeah, in the
He's
second movie, he
super
like changes the entire like landscape. Like in that one scene where he's just like, okay, I'm gonna change everything. And then the third movie, he just runs really fast.
The third one is the Dream Warriors thing, where they found a way to experiment how they can they're getting incepted, and they can all fight him
in the
in
dream
his territory, and they power up sort of.
So like Krueger would be at the top, just like aesthetically. Like you look at the flannel, the finger knife hands, the hat, whatever, like kind of scary looking.
The crew
but
neck.
like he's really not that scary if you can beat the villain, you know.
If you just stay up.
And then just don't sleep. Easy. Red Bull.
Sketch.
Go for it.
No.
Jason
Rings.
used to be really scary for me until Jason X, until I watched that movie.
And then you were like,
It's
That'll do
a
it.
this
space one, right?
terrible.
And you look at it and you go, okay, this guy's not scary.
But it does have like one of the coolest kills in a movie ever.
Which one?
with the
When he freaking dips the dude's face in the, it's not, I keep wanting to say antifreeze.
the
It's,
coolant, whatever.
Yeah, and then he
Coolant.
smashes the guy's head.
Nitro or not nitro.
That is actually pretty
nitrogen.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we
then
know what we're talking about.
The scariest out of all these, though, I think is still like just the Billy puppet. That's Jigsaw or Saw.
I agree with that.
The Billy puppet to me just is like really scary.
Oh, okay.
Not the
little
actual
creepy.
killer. That's just like, you know,
that's a good call.
That's the moniker.
Okay.
It's that or the pig mask.
Yeah.
Like all the times when like he kidnaps people and the
Ooh.
crazy like hallucinogenic
That's terrifying.
like pig mask and the oinking and like the screams as the person grabs
there's
you.
a there's
That's
a
creeped out right now.
there's a murderous pig in the what's it called, the American Horror Story Roanoke.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not chill.
I'm not okay with animals being really big and or bigger than me and just making their animal noise, like freaking out. I don't think anyone is.
I'm not cool with that either.
I'm not cool if animals are bigger than me.
Hot dog.
Salsicha?
Hot dog.
So before I get into mine, the chat's really active right now. I want to get into some of theirs.
If
Alenzo
you guys
said,
have your slashers, put it in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Alenzo said Cornheads was terrifying as a kid.
Coneheads.
Coneheads?
No, I think he's Coneheads. I thought he said Cornheads.
Cornheads.
Hey,
I'm like,
hey.
what
I'm like, I
movie
got
are
food on
you?
the mind.
What?
I got food on the mind, baby.
What you watching, player?
Corn.
All right, Quan. Coneheads was terrifying as a kid.
It was creepy.
Halloween, my mom says Halloween was very suspenseful, not just a slasher. And she makes a really good point when she talks about it. There's a scene, like a jump scare that would, in like in today's day and age, there would be a big like cord that went off with it to scare you crap out of you. But she's just walking around the bushes where she just saw Michael, and her friend steps out and just says, "Hey."
Yeah.
And it's just played like
could
that.
Be used
there's
as,
no
like,
there's no
that's
music,
right.
there's no sting. It's just like kind of like, and it's still scary.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
And that's why like she likes to talk about that, and it's like it's not cheap. It's like actually part of the atmosphere of the movie.
That's really cool. I like
High
that.
says Chucky is his number one.
Oof. Good call.
Alonzo says Killer Clowns. Then we got Norman Bates mentioned in the chat.
Good call.
Bunch of really good names in here, and now I'm gonna say all the same ones that Jonathan and Sonny just said. But my favorite is Michael Myers.
Yes, dude.
And it's like kind of like my mom in the chat. She loves those movies, and I grew up watching them and learned like to love them. And he's like my favorite. He's scary,
Right.
and I think I don't like Freddy and Jason as much as some people. Because, like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, this character I like is better than that one.
Of
And I
course.
just got it engraved in my head.
When they fight,
Did you watch Freddy vs. Jason?
it's amazing.
It's really cool.
And it's
actually.
really quick.
Yeah, it's super short.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I don't even
Yeah.
think it's 90 minutes long.
Yeah, that's fair. You
I don't
walk
think it's
into
that
it,
long.
and they're
Creepy, though.
and they're just in each other's face.
Yeah.
it
It's
just
awesome.
pops off. I like that movie.
But so Michael, and then
Miguel.
Leatherface.
Oh,
was the one
yeah.
that always
Yeah.
scared the crap out of me. And I like it was one of those characters like when I was a kid, he was just scary because he looked scary.
He looked
Yeah,
creepy
he
as
looks
hell.
scary.
The older I
Yeah.
got, the actually less scary he got because I actually watched the movies, and in those movies, he
You're
is
just
kind of a victim of that family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
for
they
sure.
like make
You
him
feel
go
bad
on-
for him more.
Yeah, and
you
you're
know?
like,
Yeah, you're like, he's a monster.
but he's still
Well,
terrifying.
Yeah.
And
Dang,
I think
didn't even about
Chucky's
that.
a good one. Chucky's one that freaked me out. That was one of those movies as a kid. I was like, I'm not watching those because
Yeah, no.
that's scary, and I don't
Yeah,
want to
because
be
everybody
scared.
has action figures, and like as a kid, I would hate to know that like this dude is like walking around
Yeah.
while I'm asleep. You know what I mean?
Chucky is the reason that Annabelle is scary. I think the
Okay.
Annabelle doll in
Yeah.
those movies and the moments.
Okay.
If you don't
All
have
that kind of stuff though, with a puppet or a doll or something like that, it makes you a little.
It's just
sketch.
eerie.
It's sketch.
And I
Yeah.
think
sketch.
I'm going to use a fun word here. Chucky being in the zeitgeist for so long,
Sure.
people have learned to be afraid of dolls because of Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a
Because
very,
all of the what is it, the Conjuring verse, whatever, the Annabelle one is the scariest one for me.
Mhm.
Mm.
And
'Cause
if
of
you
the doll.
notice,
Because the doll.
Yeah.
like you've seen like the real life pictures of Annabelle, it's a
Terrifying.
yeah, it's like the plushy doll. What's it called? I
don't
can't
know.
remember. Something Anne.
I don't know.
But they made the doll for the movies look more like a Chucky doll.
Right.
And there's
Oh,
a reason
right.
for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because
Because it's
people know
terrifying.
Chucky and they see that and
It's
they
terrifying.
equate it and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I would probably go with Jason, probably because like that was the first like slasher films I would watch.
Okay.
Hallow-
Jason number
the,
one.
the original Halloween, and then Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Remember, Jason wasn't the original killer; it was his mom.
Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But,
everybody's
yeah.
favorite trivia.
But Jason, yeah, of course, because he's like unkillable, is like ridiculous, like
right.
zombie. I remember like Friday the 13th 6 was like they put like a metal rod or something in his
Yeah.
chest, and
Yeah.
he gets zapped by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No, it's super crazy.
totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know that movie,
That's
but
funny.
the ghost face thing is kind of cool with regards to Scream, because there was a whole play on the whole genre of horror slash slasher
Yep.
films
Yes.
Mhm.
that he could play with the people, and you're guessing who he is.
Right. It's like a
Or
it's like
who
a
they
game. The
are.
whole
Yeah, it's
it's
like
like a
some of
game.
the
The whole
scenes.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of it, is that like you don't really know what's going on. You don't know who it is, and most people get like killed or offed thinking that they are one of the, or the other friends think that they are, and the bad guy ends up walking away.
And you
Yeah.
need a figure to identify with,
Right.
that is going to be the one that brings all of the fear and scares you.
Right.
And that's one of the things I was talking to Jonathan about it. Amazon has the I Know What You Did Last Summer series that they've brought
Right.
out, and it's just kind of brutal. For one, it's a hard sell because they're in Hawaii. Okay, it's like I don't know how you could ever be terrified living, in paradise.
Murdered in
But-
paradise.
Oh,
Right.
someone might kill me. Whatever, dude. I'm in Hawaii.
Let's say hang loose. But otherwise, other than that, they don't show the killer.
No.
So that they had like the Morton's Fisherman or something like in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right.
That scared you. It had the big hook,
The hook
the
thing
giant
scared
raincoat.
me.
You couldn't see
Yeah,
his
dude.
face.
Right.
Right.
All that stuff. It was like it's intimidating, and it scared you. And those kind of movies, with specifically Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Right.
brought people back to the slasher genre,
For sure.
sort of.
Right.
But the original Halloween from 1978, Jamie Lee Curtis was barely 19 years old. They spent
Yeah.
$300,000 to make that film. They were
Wow.
running out of money
Of course.
when they finished making that film, and the movie grossed over $60 million. At that time, I mean,
At that time, that's a lot more than it is
That's
right
crazy.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
really
It's-
crazy,
It's a
actually.
crazy amount of money for
Insane.
the
Yeah.
investment. The movie, that movie and that whole moving into that whole genre, that movie was light years ahead of its time.
Right.
And speaking of
agree.
Lightyear, yesterday
Wow.
we had
Wow.
a trailer drop
Wow.
for
does he do
something
it?
that's kind
No
of staying
way.
How
staying
does he
kind
do
of
it?
contained in the whole Toy Story Pixar universe. We got a trailer yesterday. It dropped yesterday morning, early morning if you were up, for a teaser for Lightyear coming in I think it's June of 2022.
Sure.
Buzz Lightyear.
Whatever, man,
Chris
just keep
Evans is the voice
Yeah.
of Lightyear. It looks really cool, kind of hits you right in the feels.
It does.
Pixar has that way of doing that. Of
course.
You know?
Yeah.
They know what
And
they're doing.
right now we think we think we're going to watch the teaser trailer before we get something shut down or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're going to check out the trailer right now, teaser trailer for Lightyear. We think
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
it's coming.
Stay tuned.
Isn't this not the Buzz from the Toy Story movies?
Toy Story's a doll.
It's kind of
Or
based
Toy Story's
on
just-
Yeah,
the
yeah.
doll.
There you go. There you go.
He's got hair.
This
I
is
knew it
the
was something
dude.
like that, yeah.
This Buzz.
So I was kind of right.
You were, yeah.
Then there's some Star Wars references. We'll talk about that right after.
Yeah, spaceships.
That too. R.
Nice. It's a sampled song.
Should be okay.
No copyright on the sample.
Still don't hear him.
Yeah.
To infinity
And
Ah.
They don't say it. Maybe they don't know yet.
What should we call ourselves? How many of those are us? 4. Fantastic. Sorry, that's just what that made me think of.
What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was good. It didn't what's it called? It didn't like rock my world. What
Rock
was,
your
what
hot
was I
dog?
about to say?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It didn't put the mustard on my hot dog, so to speak.
It didn't rock your corn
But
head.
it was cool. It looked good. It's one of those movies that I probably won't go to theaters to see.
Same.
I never go and see movies like that in theaters unless somebody else is like, "Hey, let's go see this."
Hey, let's go see it.
And I'll watch it at home, and
Yeah,
I'll
we're
love
gonna go
it
watch
and
it
go.
together
Maybe
in
I should
June.
have watched that in theaters.
I'm
We're going.
We are going.
We'll all see
Don't
it
talk.
together.
The movie's really exciting.
We're going,
Yeah,
Paul. I'm gonna sit by you.
We're not. I'm not going to see that.
You're going to.
No, it's
We're all
gonna be
gonna sit
great.
together.
It looks visually really cool,
Mhm.
and I can tell that there's going to be like hits in the feels. We were just talking about that's not the character from Toy Story. That's the actual dude, and they made an action figure. Off of him?
Yeah.
Right. So does that mean that this is somehow? How do they know who this guy is? Right.
What do you mean?
What?
I don't know.
I'm like,
I was trying to figure out a way
he's going
to do,
somewhere.
like, the Pixar verse, because you know all the Pixar
Oh.
movies are connected to some degree.
They are.
You
So
know,
how is he connected
Like
to
the Monsters Inc. is supposed to connect all of the weird Pixar movies to each other one because of the doors and whatnot. Can go to the different worlds.
Oh,
So-
I didn't
It's
know
a
that.
deep dive.
So if this character
Oh, yeah.
has an action figure, then is the Andy, that's the kid in the Toy Story movies. Like, how does he have an action figure of this guy unless it's just based on the cartoon? I don't know.
Wow,
Did
Jonathan.
you just Tenet or something like
Yeah,
this?
it's-
Just like
there's layers of Pixar, guys.
You can go back and watch. It's one of our first episodes. Sonny breaking down Tenet with his head spinning around.
it's
was
one of
pretty-
my favorite episodes, and no one knows about it.
He lost it.
I did.
People
I
wanted to
went-
avoid watching it because they hadn't seen Tenet. It was the only movie in the theater at the time.
So we were.
Right.
It was in the early days of Into the West. We are trying to figure things out, and I went full
Beat for
tinfoil hat.
beat, the
Like
entire movie.
full.
Which really set the stage for Sonny as a character on this show.
I was like, that's gonna be me forever, dude. That was just me going crazy for a full episode. Go watch it. It's awesome.
Jonathan, what'd you think?
I'm just really excited. It's Buzz Lightyear. I mean, or maybe his name's not actually Buzz. I don't know.
Sure it is.
Could it be like,
Probably Buzz. Dude.
I hope so.
or could the program be called Lightyear?
Oh.
it's
snap.
Star Command.
Well, they're part of Star
They're
Command.
part of Star
but the
Command, so maybe
program-
it's
the-
Lightyear
Maybe the
program.
mission
But
is
the
called
mission,
Lightyear.
yeah, like Apollo.
Oh, so his
but
name
Lightyear.
isn't Buzz Lightyear. It's Buzz something.
Yeah,
It's
But
Chris
he's part of
Evans.
the
it's
Lightyear.
Buzz Aldrin.
Chris Evans
It's
is
just
the
Chris
voice.
Evans. He's playing himself
Yeah.
in space.
I saw somebody make a meme yesterday of
I like how we're like, is Buzz a real name?
his
yeah.
head
Buzz
on
Aldrin.
Chris Evans' character, Chris Evans' body
Yeah.
from Knives Out in the sweater. That was pretty great.
Wow.
Gonna find it and post it.
I don't know. I'll watch it.
I will.
I mean, I watched Luca from home, and that
So
was
did
a
I.
fine experience.
That was good. It was
Seeing
fun.
that in theaters wouldn't have, I didn't see it.
I don't know.
Did it ever come out in theaters, or was
I
it
don't think
just?
so.
It did.
I
It
don't
was.
think
It
so.
was out like limited. It was a simultaneous thing. Like it was on Plus and in the theater. I think at the same time.
I didn't need to see that.
It was
in
in.
theaters.
It was on Disney Plus like really quick though.
It was gone for like a month maybe.
Okay.
Because I was gonna watch it with some friends, and then we went to watch it at that. Like we were at the house, and we're like, let's watch it, and then it was gone. And it was like, it'll be back, blah blah blah. And we're like, okay, well, I guess we're not watching it right
Yeah.
now.
Real quick, this is not a. This is something I didn't tell you guys ahead of time. I just want to ask you real quick
Ooh.
Whoa.
for shooting from the cuff. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh, dangerous.
Whoa. I gotta have more time to think about that one. I don't even
Jonathan,
know.
favorite Pixar
Mine's
movie?
pretty easy.
Pass.
I loved that one too. Paul.
Coco, and it's not close.
Wow.
It is the
Coco's
best.
good.
It is the best
Wow.
Pixar movie, and it's not close. And if you disagree with me, it's okay. You can disagree with me.
Finding Nemo is
We did-
Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably Finding Nemo.
Okay. We did not speak
Oh, God.
about this. Everyone, you guys are witnesses. We did not speak. My favorite Pixar movie is Coco.
Salchicha, baby.
Wow.
I've never seen Coco.
Oh my God.
Bro.
It's great,
So
but not like.
It's on your Plus.
is it?
It's
You can
It's
get
visually
Plus
super
I don't know
cool
what's this
and
worth,
vibrant.
but it's the highest rated Pixar movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I do trust
So,
them.
How
And-
about
time.
that?
Yeah,
I do
on
half
my
the
list.
time.
Yeah.
IGN sometimes.
And you want to hear what is like? I don't think the Coco thing's that much of a hot take, but you want to hear a really hot take?
sure.
Zootopia is the best Disney animation movie.
Like animated, like visually.
No, do you know how they have the animated? There's Disney animation,
And the
then there's
digital
Pixar.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the two different like.
Yeah.
And what's Lion King is an example of a Disney animated movie.
Mhm.
And I think Zootopia is the best Disney animated movie to come out of that part of their production.
I don't care for the story, but
We just got
visually
some
it looks
inside
awesome.
stuff.
I love the story.
Over here in the chat, Mama Bags said that
Wow.
the first movie that Katie saw in the theater was the original Toy Story, and the first movie you saw was Toy Story 2.
Correct.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool, actually.
Interesting.
Jonathan,
Shout out moms.
so what
I
is
don't know.
you can't just
Toy Story.
No, I don't
is
wanna
definitely up there.
I don't wanna
think
get
for
it
a
wrong.
while Toy Story 3 was probably up there for me
I
because
like.
it hit you in the feels. All the Pixar movies, Up, all those movies have you like.
Up was amazing.
Okay.
I
Up
was
is
really
like at least
thankful
top
for
three. That
3D
might be my
glasses when I was
favorite.
watching Toy Story 3.
The
I got a little dusty in there,
Oh, wow.
a little
the
bit.
first 10 minutes of Up is the best first 10 minutes of any maybe movie.
Yeah.
That movie hits you in
That's
or,
brutal.
Every like human emotion.
yeah,
impacts
and,
you.
And the moments
Wow,
like
you
there's
guys are really feeling this.
moments in
Yeah.
the movie Up that are really fantastic, but there's other things in the movie Up that are just kind
Man
of
said every human emotion.
Kwan, what's
You're
your
so
favorite? What was
happy.
your favorite Pixar
You're like
movie?
nostalgic. You're hungry. They eat food in that 10-minute scene. You know.
I don't
then
think
they cry.
hunger is an emotion.
Did you
bro.
have a favorite
Hunger-
Pixar?
Hunger is definitely emotion.
Uh-oh.
No.
Jonathan's got nothing. He's still
I don't
thinking
know.
about it.
It might be
Sonny
Up when I
says
really
maybe
think about
Finding
it.
Nemo. He's
I
not
love
sure.
Up is so good.
Sausage Party.
Oh, okay.
Disney?
We got some.
What?
We did hear some.
Pixar?
We got some announcements / rumors earlier in the week. They have greenlit
This man.
a Nova movie.
Yeah, they did.
They've announced that there's going to be a Shang-Chi 2. Shang-Chi
Oh,
Shang-Chi 2?
Man.
Whoa. I'm gonna let that one go.
Shang-Chi Shu?
Shang-Chi Shu? Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
he's going with it.
I
No,
went
he's,
with-
no, he's rolling with it. Shang-Chi
didn't-
Shu.
Is that how you say it? I don't know. Anyway.
Hulk,
And
Hulk movie?
Yeah.
Werewolf Hulk.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? It was Bill Murray got cast to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantum Mania.
Did you know in the word Quantum Mania, ant and man are in the middle of it?
Or in the word Quantum Mania.
Shout outs to
What do they
New
call
Rock
that?
Stars for pointing that out.
There's a word for that where you like can rearrange the letters in a different
anagram?
word.
No.
Scrabble.
No, I think that
Anagram?
is anagram. I
But
think
it's not
that's
an
what it is.
anagram. It's just Ant-Man.
Words with Friends.
But it's still in the middle of it, and it's like he's in the middle of the Quantumanium, and it's like a deeper dive. You know, it's like a come on, man, go with it. Just agree, man.
Maybe anagram isn't the word.
No, an anagram. Yeah, that's right.
No, but
When you
anagram is
scrabble it.
when you see like a word and then you scrabble it, and it's another word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scrabble it. That's what we were looking at.
Dude, like
Scrabble fry.
Go Scrabble fry over
Scrabble
anagram.
fries.
Scrabble over.
That's where you play Scrabble and you eat fries.
Scrabble fries.
Greasy.
What role would you like to see Bill Murray play in this Ant-Man movie?
Ant-Man.
Hank Pym.
What?
Would you like to see him
Because it's
play?
Quantumania, it's going to be a different dimension.
Right.
He's
That's
not
what I
going to
was
be
saying.
from Earth.
Oh, true.
It's going to be
Yeah,
Hank
yeah.
Pym and
Hank
every
Pym.
Hank Pym.
It could be Hank Pym.
And everyone around him
I want
died
it.
and he just dipped out.
It's gonna be his character from Ghostbusters.
He's
Wow.
ghosting it up.
Ghostbusters is like 3 weeks away, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, it should be good.
Medium excited.
No, his character from
Okay.
Groundhog Day. That's what it's gonna be.
Here we go.
Everybody's saying that it's just gonna not everybody, but everyone on the internet. Everybody.
The internet.
That he is gonna be playing like a character that he's played in one of his movie verses, and he's just gonna be in the multiverse.
Oh, cool. So they'll step into Groundhog Day. That would be fun, actually.
Right.
Good job, Paul.
Right?
That'd be great.
Can I thank you, Jonathan, for giving me my
I gave it to you.
flowers. Jeez,
Yeah.
Here's your flower.
That's
2
sweet.
daisies and a daffodil.
I don't like daffodils.
So
What does he like?
nothing, dude. Every movie he
You know what's
hates
funny?
and
Okay,
every
that's
flower
your
he
life.
hates.
Cool.
He doesn't like anything.
You know what my favorite thing is? We get out of
Nothing.
no.
what did you say? Nothing.
We get out of movies and Sonny's like, "How much did you hate it?" And I'm like, "It's like a 7.5 out of
Instead
10."
asking him, what do you
And
think?
then Sonny looks at Jonathan, and he's like, "Jonathan, what did you think?" And Jonathan's like, I don't know, like a 6 out of 10. And then Sonny's like, "Paul hates everything." I'm like, Jonathan always hates things more than I do.
I do give things a worser grade.
Worser.
Worser.
And always,
Always.
Jonathan always dislikes things more than I do, but I'm the guy that hates everything.
Hey, man, someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
It's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it.
So, with regards to these announcements, there's gonna be a Nova movie.
Right.
I was trying to think of what the other ones. The World War Hulk. They greenlit like 3 or 4 different projects that they're working on. We have these movies that have been pushed back, as far as
I'm very upset about this situation.
the MCU's scheduling thing. We don't know if there's reshoots. I guess in November and December they're doing reshoots for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Sadness.
We got 5 months in
Not the
between
multiverse of
all
sadness.
of the Marvel movies now. I don't understand.
5 months between Spider-Man.
But we will have TV shows.
Right.
in
True that.
between.
True that.
Well, we could have 2 different series.
I'm
going
calling
on.
it right now on the show. Black Knight is gonna get a spin-off from Eternals
I hope so.
Oh, that would be cool.
He
because
is-
they need to explain. He doesn't get his powers or whatever in this movie confirmed. They need to
hope
do
he
some
does.
backstory.
There's 10 characters.
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of
there's
people.
There's a lot for them to go over
And I
would be
heard,
awesome.
I've heard from the internet,
on the interweb.
the interweb,
yeah. Sure.
that Angelina Jolie, whatever Icarus's name is, Rob Stark, and Cersei get the most screen time, and everybody else kind of like balances it out.
Okay.
What you doing over there?
That's what you did when
I
you said
didn't-
Cersei. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you cursived her name.
You went,
I said Cersei.
He
So
wrote
you
it
put-
out
you
in
put,
the
like,
sky.
Way more emphasis into
Yeah,
it.
but that's what you do when you mock somebody.
Okay. Anyway, I hear that, especially if it's the 10 Eternals, and then there's another one, they got to give somebody the backstory, you know? So I'm
That's
calling it now. You know, we got the 10 rings from Shang-Chi, so just calling it. We'll see.
What do you guys feel about, like, overall how they're bringing this Eternals film? They're obviously bringing in new characters. We're
Yeah.
going to get a Ms. Marvel series at the beginning of the year. Now a lot of people are familiar with the character.
Lame.
We're going to...
Cannot wait.
I think
Yeah, sure you pumped. I could
Black
I
Knight
could wait.
is. I'm sure there's exceptions, but for the most part, the only one of the Eternals who gets like their own run most of the time is the Black Knight. He's the only one that has his own comic and his own run most of the time.
Martin Lawrence did
What?
Okay.
a movie
Okay.
called The Black Knight,
Probably unrelated.
and it's super unrelated. But
You
if
sure?
we're Frank,
Wait,
he knew
there's no.
he's seen the movie.
I've seen it.
We're talking about multiverse stuff. What if
Martin.
the real Black Knight is able to give, you know, Kit Kit what's his name? Kit Harington. Some words.
Kitten Harrington is his name.
Some words of encouragement since he's been there before. I'm just want to put that out there. Watch the Black Knight.
I feel like I had a point.
I'm losing a lot right now.
So,
I forgot everything.
I think the Black Knight will get a solo movie.
Okay.
And none of the other Eternals will, because he
Sick.
is the most interesting of all those characters. And my point was that he's usually the only one in the comics that gets his own run, unless like Thor's part of the Eternals. Sometimes he
Right.
obviously has his own run, but I'm not talking about like,
Right.
people who join.
No, you're
in on
talking about
team.
the roster
core, yeah. And the Black Knight is usually the only guy that gets his own run because he's cool
because he's tight.
and he's super cool, tight.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think my bad, dude.
No.
I
No,
think
no,
they I don't know. The Eternals seemed like sketch. Like somebody was saying on the internet
Oh my
that
God.
On
they
the
seem like
internet.
robots or something. Like maybe
Well,
the
they're gods.
Celestials control. Why is he like-
Okay.
I couldn't hold it in.
It's
What if
okay.
they created them, and you see like the little orb going into Ajax's chest and kind of activating her powers? What if they're on some like AI type, not godly? I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I think
I'm like wrapping the
they've
tinfoil
been-
hat, and I'm like,
they've been
I think
what
that could
if?
work though, because like gods, like you would expect them to be kind of out of touch with like the regular human experience. So I
Right.
would expect them to act
Well,
like
they're
robots.
telling two different stories. I mean, I guess it's starting from two different time points.
Or-
And
or a lot
they're-
of-
and they're sort of grouped. They'll all be brought together at some point. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
many timelines.
Celestial.
the Celestials
Celestials.
will be brought together.
By Kellogg.
It's also going to
Hey,
be a
man.
very long movie, so they got a lot of time to.
How long?
I think like 255,
Oh,
250, something like that.
It's the second largest.
second largest.
I mean, technically,
most large.
Second longest.
Shout out Donovan.
the largest.
I'm the largest.
It's
Shout
big.
out Donovan.
Other movies are large, but this one is the largest.
This is the biggest.
Oh God.
Yeah, go ahead and center yourself.
I forgot.
Oh, man.
what I'm saying. Never mind.
We're excited for the Eternals.
We are. We're gonna go see that next week too. There's like 40 of us going.
Oh, it's next week.
I look like I'm bald because of this
Next
hot dog
Thursday.
thing.
I'm so ready.
You look great.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I forgot that there's now a movie from like now
You got plans?
until December.
You can't make it.
no, I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there.
All right.
Wow.
Comic books.
Okay. Well, with regards to new characters, new things being introduced, just yesterday, from the mind of James Tynion, kind of expanding on this whole Something's Killing the Children universe. House of Slaughter just dropped yesterday.
Sure
I
did.
may or may have not purchased a lot of those, but I definitely did. And House of Slaughter #1 came out yesterday. Story was pretty cool. It expands a little bit more on. We know that there's white and black masked
Mhm.
of the members of this Order of St. George, and we're getting more background as far as where these people are headed and what the overall mission, I guess you could say,
Right.
is. And did you get a chance to read it?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Well, that was cool. I think it was like
Is it like
kinda-
an origin story kind of thing?
Yeah, I was laying the groundwork for the rest of the. It was very setup-y, and it wasn't like I don't. It was
Still
fun.
good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think most people who are gonna read this will have read most or some of Something's Killing the Children, so you kind of go. There's mention of Erica, and she's
Right.
in it for like a second.
Cool.
She doesn't do anything. It's just like basically, it's like almost literally like, hey, there's Erica.
Right.
Slap some stuff. I was like. And then they move on from that, and
Right.
you're like learning a little more about what's going on in the house, and they kind of have like they have his rival and pitted against him, and also have like a MacGuffin is kind of the word. Like he's like he says at the end of it that something's going to happen at some point, and this is the story about how it happened. And I'm
Okay.
like, and that's like the very end of the comment. I'm like, okay, you
All
got
right.
me. It's on my pull box.
I think that it might be something that because it sounds like Something's Killing the Children is going to be on hiatus
Okay.
for a few months, and I think they want to get this first arc going
yeah,
for
Right.
House of Slaughter
Yeah, you got to lay the
before
groundwork.
they go back to it.
Right.
Mhm.
3
he's-
volumes of Something's Killing the Children, right?
There's going to be a fourth.
Fourth.
Okay, I've
Probably
only read
in
the first two.
January.
Yeah.
Tight.
But it's at issue 20 now. They take a little bit of a break before they get back to it.
Okay.
Um,
I'm stoked for that.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked for that. Just to just to get any more lore and world building of
Yeah.
that, I'm hyped for.
And we know that it's connected to Netflix in some capacity down the road. They're developing something to turn this into Netflix.
Gonna be pretty cool.
It kind of gave me, it's completely different in like themes and stuff, but it kind of gave me like My Hero Academia vibes.
Okay.
And because it's kind of like a school of some sort, and there's like heads of how like certain groups, and they're trying to like train their prospects.
Oh, like
or whatever.
Hufflebump.
Yes, like Hufflebump.
Talking about Harry Potter player? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's Hufflepuff, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout outs Ravenclaw. That's my house.
Really?
Off top player.
No, it's not player.
Same, man.
Same, dude.
Gryffindor dog. No,
Oh, he's got R for Ravenclaw.
Duh.
obviously.
It's the Ravenclaw color. Purple.
I thought it was R for Gryffindor.
Oh, I can't believe you did that.
Wow.
I can't believe you did that. We could use that.
Grrr.
He said grrr.
Okay.
Not bad. That's not that bad.
I'm a hot dog that just growled on the internet.
So this morning, we got another teaser.
Uh-huh.
The first one went so well, so we're going to see how this goes. We got another teaser for the Hawkeye series that's going to be dropping on the Plus
I didn't hate this as
On,
like the first one as much as everybody else hated it.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Christmas music.
It's a holiday theme. You get 2 episodes. It's going to be a 6-episode season.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. We're getting 2 episodes at once, and there's only 6 episodes of the show.
Yeah. It'll be done real quick.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I don't know. What if it's super good and we're like, oh no?
Well,
I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's going to be actually really good too.
Well,
It's way more grounded than everything.
The,
which
and
is
the
awesome.
rumor was that they're going to be premiering Book of Boba Fett
Book of Boba.
the same night as this ends.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So
I
So we're gonna
like
be up.
that.
cool.
So we're gonna be up for 3 hours.
it's right, like it's like New Year's. It's that week, but New Year's. So can't wait.
Tight.
I'll be
Wow.
wide awake. And it's just an additional little teaser thing we were going to try to check out as far as Hawkeye goes. The sort of the changing of the guard. We know that this is like the Matt Fraction Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop taking over the mantle of Hawkeye.
It's on
You
one.
get Lucky the pizza dog in there too.
It has CGI'd one eye. This dog definitely has 2 eyes, but it's CG'd. I feel
Like Henry Cavill's mustache.
Someone brought that up in the
It's the
chat
same-
earlier
it's the
when they were
same
talking
guy.
about scary stuff in movies.
Oh,
Henry
they
Cavill's-
did
said
say
something
something
about-
about Henry Cavill.
Yeah. So you kind of mentioned in like a weird CGI thing that you're like, why did they CGI that? In the Green Knight, there's a fox that he like befriends, and
Mhm.
it's in
That's right.
CGI the whole time.
Yeah.
and it's obviously CGI the whole time. And I'm like,
They couldn't find a good fox?
you didn't have like a dog you could have made look like a fox or like a
Yeah, because they
trained
definitely
fox?
could have used like a fox and then
Or you could
a-
have just mated a dog.
dog
Because they
and
take a
then
lot
CGI.
of liberties with that story in the movie, and so I'm like, if you like, why?
the fox doesn't die.
How much
right?
of the but?
Don't ruin it, or ruin it, but like
Don't
because
tell
he
me.
looks, he
All
looks really cute and cuddly.
Two things. A, it has no bearing on the story whether the fox dies or not. B, it doesn't die.
Tight.
Is the fox the Green Knight?
Yeah, he is the Green Knight.
That's awesome.
He's the green fox.
I love it. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hawkeye, yeah.
So we're
Hawkeye,
gonna check out this
Hawkeye,
Hawkeye
sorry.
teaser deal
Sure.
real
Okay,
quick.
trailer.
Frank is like
Can I tell you a
just
secret?
trying to keep us on the tracks.
Keep
I'm
Bishop.
working with
Ain't
an
no
Avenger.
tracks, bruh.
It's not working.
Can I speak to your manager?
Karen.
Didn't realize you were supposed to bring guns.
It's almost Christmas. I can't
Good
go
job, Sam.
until I fix this.
Should we be worried?
I'll be home for Christmas. I promise. Sorry, Santa. We're out of regular arrows.
Oh my God, trick arrows? We're saving the holidays.
Marvel Studios Hawkeye. First 2 episodes streaming November 24th, only on Disney+.
On the Plus.
On the Plus.
On the Plus, man.
It looks fun.
It looks
man.
fun.
That's the length and the amount of stuff that I want from these like teasers or trailers. Like they just kind of show characters, they show them doing action things, but they don't do like the big reveal in a trailer.
Right. I think you're right.
It's kind of just fun. They're moving around the city. It's very obvious, but it sells you that it's like cool.
This is fun,
This
and
is
it's
fun.
a little lighthearted, and we'll have some deeper stuff. But you gotta watch.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And
like
this
that
kind of
too.
I feel like in Logan, his relationship with
11?
Laura Kinney or whatever. What?
Not 11. Well, she's not 11. Dang it, I messed that whole up.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
X11, right?
X23?
Woo,
think-
got it wrong.
I think this will be like a more
We're going down.
The relationship with R.
Snaps.
with it'll be more like a lighthearted version of the relationship between the two of them in this with Kate Bishop and Mr. Hawkeye.
Mr. Hawkeye.
First name Hawk,
Mr.
last name I.
Hawkeye.
I think
Clint Barnes. There we go.
at first it was kind of bugging me that they did this holiday whatever theme around it, and like I go, am I watching Home Alone? I mean, what is
Yeah.
this whole thing?
Yeah.
But now I don't mind it as much because
It's holidays.
that too, but he took like a real
It's
like
Halloween, Blair.
he took sort of like a dark turn in Endgame
Right.
to where it's like, hopelessness and his family's gone,
Ronan.
all that.
Yeah.
I think that this is like a good sort of switch away from the character to make it a little bit more lighthearted, and he's got to become like a mentor, coach, whatever person to this Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld character, who I think is going to do great in the role of Kate Bishop. I think she's going to do a great job.
I feel like they're really, really leaning hard on the like Young Avengers thing. Like they're really putting in a lot of groundwork on like who's next.
Absolutely.
And it seems pretty cool.
The cherry on top of all that's going to be Miles Morales in the new Spider-Man movie. No,
That could be pretty cool.
What if?
Yeah, that would be cool.
What if? Okay.
Well, they have
All right.
37 people in the
lot.
movie. that
Okay,
are supposed to
that's what I was
appear,
gonna add
so-
on. I was gonna add on that. Check me out. What if you don't get Andrew Garfield and you don't get Tobey Maguire, but you get a Miles Morales?
I'd be okay with
Would
that.
you be okay with that?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see Toby one more time.
Yeah.
Just one more time.
I feel like
I
that's
don't
the
actually
reason.
care about Garfield.
I feel like that's the reason they're
The
not.
cat?
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I hate Mondays.
I feel like that's the reason they're not putting out any posters for this movie, because if they put any posters of all the stars that are going to be in this, it would get bashed. Everything, all the spoils will be spoiled. You know what I mean? If you have a poster with 3 different Spider-Men in their respective costumes on one poster as a like a preview type thing, it would go crazy.
Miles Morales is post-credit scene.
Okay.
Okay,
I'd be
That's
okay
solid.
with that.
I'm a producer on the movie, so this is like a fact.
Oh,
that's a lot of ambition for this movie, because they're already, and I've said
So
it
many
multiple
Spider-Men.
times. I've said this multiple times. This is the most expensive Marvel movie to date. So what's happening? We've gotten like one trailer,
Spider-Man,
Which is good.
Spider-Manning.
So many
What
Spider-Man.
we're going to get, I hope.
It'd be,
and you know what, if they do the scene of them all standing
Yeah.
pointing at each other?
like the meme, that would be perfect.
yeah, it would be cool if there's some sort of connection to like also like Spider-Verse, like Into the Spider-Verse, like the animation, because
Oh, for sure.
because there's the end credit scene with 2099, who's played by Oscar Isaac. Like that would be like a really cool thing.
And he's confirmed that he wants to come back as that character in some way.
I love that. 2099 is awesome.
Sick.
Spider-Man future.
Poe Dameron already in the Disney. Poe Dameron. Oscar Isaac's already in
That
the.
is who he plays.
He
That is
literally
what
changed
he
his name.
My
to
point was
Poe
that he's
Dameron.
already in the Disney checkbook. They can rely on him. They like him. I think we see him in the MCU.
Duke Leto.
Well,
Atreus.
he's playing Moon Knight, so he's already.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's Moon Knight, so they would have to put him in the
Well,
animated
he could. True.
layer.
True.
What if they don't take off the mask?
That's what I was gonna say, but I was like,
They're gonna have to take off.
yeah. He's also. I'm pretty sure he's a Hispanic character.
Yeah.
2099.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Manny.
Is Oscar Isaac Hispanic? I don't think
I'm
so.
close.
No.
I didn't believe so.
I don't believe. I don't think so.
No,
The internet.
I'm
will
gonna remember
cancel,
his name as soon
Marvel
as
if they
we
did
go
that.
off there. I'll remember his name.
Find it.
Can't
It's
remember
like-
his name.
It's Miguel something.
It's Miguel.
Yeah.
Oof. Now I'm pissed. I can't think of it. All right. Next question.
It's Miguel. I don't remember what
It's
his last
Miguel.
name
Miguel
is.
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
Oh, okay.
O'Hara.
O'Hara. It's a nice.
Yeah, but
Jones
that'd be cool.
Gleason,
And like
I'm a beer man. I
and-
know you can't really see it, dude.
they can just push that in the Spider-Man movie though. Lots of end credit scenes that all kind of like just show a bunch of different products and go for it.
I agree.
I
That'd be
agree.
Cool.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of want something that's gonna. I mean, not that we're gonna like stop watching the MCU films.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, because it's gonna be 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get something ridiculous as far as post-credit scenes. Where
For sure.
There's rumors about the 2 post-credit scenes for Eternals are supposed to be ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And spoilers for Venom, I guess. The post-credit scene of that was crazy.
was
yeah,
Venom 2. That was. I mean, that brings everything together.
It do be.
It do be bringing things together.
And do be bringing them together, you heard?
wow,
This hot dog crazy.
This is a fun episode.
it's a hoot.
We're all
A
crazy.
hoot, a holler.
We're all crazy.
Happy.
Halloween almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days. 4 days.
It's Halloween somewhere.
It's
Somewhere.
Halloween somewhere. Yeah, like Australia.
Is it?
I don't know.
They're like 4 days ahead.
Was that how time works?
I'm like, is it, bro? Like, no.
How are they gonna correct me? They're in the future.
Ooh, good way to think about that. They can't.
Jonathan,
Safe.
do you like plan on playing Pokemon Go with that outfit on later?
Absolutely,
He
duh.
did on the
I'm gonna
way
hit
here.
the town
Okay,
after
all right.
this.
He's
Because
gonna hit the town.
I feel like it was I'm gonna hit the town. It was a real missed opportunity if you don't.
Play Pokemon with this.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna play some.
Duh.
Pokemon.
All right.
What kind of man do you think he is, man?
That was maybe that was-
Gentleman, scholar he is.
Donovan, we love you.
We do love you.
We're thinking about you.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you sometime soon. What do you got for the people, Sonny?
I love you guys, and everybody cannot see the lower half of me. I am a beer. Stop it. Stop it. And yeah, dude, we'll be back.
We will be. Oh, Jonathan, what you got?
I'm excited for Halloween, and then it'll be over, and then Thanksgiving. That's what I got for you. Just think about
I
that.
think you meant, and then Paul's birthday.
Paul's birthday. That's what I. Yeah.
Paul's birthday.
I keep on forgetting.
Paul's birthday is on Thanksgiving.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
So we
If
just
I
have
was
to
a
get ready.
burger, they were talking about I was a burger in the chat. I would be a sesame bun. You would have sesame
seeds.
around you, boy. I'm cultured and I'm like
No bun, we
like a
do.
craft
He
burger.
said he's a whole keg.
I am a keg.
That's ooh.
Wow.
What you got for him, Paul? You can ever count on me, man. I have some sentimental.
I'm not bald. I know this makes it look like I'm bald. I don't know why anyone would think I'm bald. That's every time I look at myself in the
Literally, you
thing.
watch one
The
episode before
giant
and you're not
quaff of
wearing
hair.
it.
We know you're not bald.
But no, thanks for hanging out. I know we're goofs, and we have a lot of fun doing this though, and we get to talk about a bunch of nerd stuff, and also make fun of each other and everybody else, and you guys make fun of us, and that is like you just called Sonny a keg of beer, and I think that's pretty funny.
Guys, we're on our road to 300 subscribers. We're trying to get there. We're hoping that you can help us out. Tell your friends if they are very nerdy people and they're interested in this kind of thing.
Even if they're not, man, just
Yeah.
tell them to
All right.
subscribe, and we'll just pop up on the feed.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
So-
"What are these dudes talking about?"
We'll plop up on your feed.
Listen here.
We'll get all celestial with
what
you.
on your feed? Listen
We're
here.
gonna plop on you.
If you're in this chat right now and you haven't, and that like button isn't liked, and the subscribed thing says subscribe, not subscribed, hit the buttons now, or leave. No, hit the buttons now. Hit the buttons now.
Like, yo, this man flexing.
No, but
good.
that would be really appreciated.
Guys, we appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to check us out this week.
Cheers.
Cheers to your beers. It's taco time.
Later, guys.
We get tacos.
Taco time, baby.
Woo! Taco flavor.
Guys, have a good night.
Actually, super hungry.
That was a South Park.
Been looking at you guys eat. You guys look delicious.
You
I'm gonna eat y'all.
Thank you.
I'm keep going with it. Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yes, I am. He ain't cutting it.
Guys, we'll talk to you next week.
Delicious.
Go read some comics and go watch
Us.
Coco. Please.
yeah, go watch Coco. It's good.